Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to take a look at the Combined Wars Dead End packaging. Nothing to write home about. Back, we got the figure. There's the bio if you want to pause and read it. And you're done. Comic book. It's got comic booky stuff in it. More stuff. And there you go. And then we'll look at the figure. Now, this is, what everyone says is the best in the line. And in a way, I agree with it. And I also disagree with it. But here he is in his robot mode. And he looks pretty good. He does come with the little hand thing. Again. Now, here's problem number one. Plug that in, and so it doesn't, you can't hold it as a shield, really. Plug it into his hand. Absolutely no friction at all. So this essentially is just useless for this figure, which I mean is fine to an extent because I wasn't going to use it very much for the individual figure itself, but at least the other ones try to incorporate it, but this does not at all. Let's see if it plugs into the yeah, we'll plug it in there just fine. That's the connector port. Alright, so he does come with this pipe, which is pretty cool. I do like that. It's like, just an exhaust thing, and you can kind of hold it like a gun, or you can hold it like he just pulled this off of Motor Master and he's ready to start wailing on people. It does make me question on whether or not you can plug this into the side of Motor Master. No, I don't think you can. That would have been cool. Oh well. Alright, so, next issue I have with the figure is the legs. He kind of stands, but he's back heavy, and these aren't... I mean, you're standing the figure on just like basically this little side piece here, this little side piece here, and this little back piece here, and he's stable to an extent. But if you get it slightly off, well, now he's gonna stay stable because I'm talking about him. And I just don't think he's very flat-footed, so this doesn't work as well as it should. This piece here will not stay on. It's supposed to be down here, and it's supposed to be able to rotate up, like so. And of course now it's doing it properly, but I've been having a hard time keeping it on. So, every time I point out a flaw of this figure, it decides, oh, I'm going to work now that you're on camera. So you look like an idiot. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, he's pretty cool. I do like him. I mean, I'm not unsatisfied with this figure in any means. He looks really good. So anyway, head is on a swivel. Nice side to side. Little wiggle, little up and down. Not much. It's mostly for the swivel. Looks pretty good. Shoulders are on ball joints. There's a bicep swivel. Bends at the elbow. Nothing at the hands. Waist swivels. Hips are on ball joints, so up, down, and out. They're a little loose on mine. Thigh swivel, I have heard other people saying that theirs are loose too, but bend at the knee, and then the foot is nothing. But all in all, he looks amazing. The few nitpicks I have about the accessories and stuff like that really pay off because he looks so good. I really, really like the way he looks. Let me zoom in on for the head. And by zoom in, I mean just bring the head closer to the camera because that's easier. So yeah, I really like the head sculpt. I think that's just awesome. And I really hope they utilize this mold a bunch more. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. I like him a lot, actually. Is he my favorite? No. Off-Road's my favorite, actually. But I do can sit here and say, honestly, I do say he's the best in the line. So, to transform him, what you want to do is fold these pieces out. This will fold up, like so. You want to rotate the waist, like so. Do the same thing over here. And quite frankly, I've played with the Fans Project guys, the Fans Project version, and I say this guy is actually better than him. So you fold that in, and then you can collapse these in. I think the leg transformation is pretty clever. I just wish that the foot would pan out a little bit better. Alright, so that all plugs in there. You can take this assembly here, and this comes up. Just kind of keeping that out of the way. Collapse this. Then you flip the hand in. And this will just collapse down. Like so. Same thing over here. So you just kind of angle it in like that. If you do the arms first, it might be a little easier, but I don't have a problem with it like that. So just all kind of collapses in together like that. Then you want to take this hood, and this comes down. And there are 2 tabs here and here. Here and here. That'll tab in there and there. There's that. This will fold down like so. Then you can take this piece here, and this will just fold up like so, covering up his head. And there you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I like the transformation. The payoff is pretty good in the end. I think the payoff is good in the end. I think it's a great looking car. And I hope I really hope we get to see some more of this mold. See, like, some people are saying, the rumor is that Off-Road might get retooled into Prowl. But I would kind of like to see this one more as a Prowl. It's not rolling very well. There it goes. This chest piece in there is just slightly wrong. I had it a little bit up, like that. Or however I had it, like that, I guess. And then, but you want to push it down, like so. But yeah, once you get it there, rolls really well. Really looks cool. I love this design. I love this transformation. You can take the pipe here, plug it into his forearm, like so. And then you can take the gun here and plug it into his back. Not that it holds a little bit better there than it does in robot mode, that's for sure. But again, it's just that stupid Stupid mold hand thing. We've seen it before. Alright, so to get it back into robot mode, you want to start by pulling this piece here up. You can take this whole assembly here, move this back like so. And it doesn't really tab into anything back here, but it does fold up fairly nicely. Then you rotate this forward, and these two tabs here and here will plug in here and here. Just like so. Then you can undo the legs here, pull out the arms. These will fold down, rotate the waist, collapse, rotate this down, and then collapse. And you flip out the hands, flip out the hands, and you want to undo the elbow just a little bit. That kind of straightens out his arms the way you want them. And give him his weapon. So he's ready to pound some Autobots. Can't shoot him, but he can pound on them. Let's try and leave that up. And yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's a pretty solid figure. Like I pointed out at the beginning that it has a few issues here and there, but in the end, I think he's a pretty good figure. So here's with the Legend Swerve, and that scale is pretty good. And Starscream, and I think it's pretty close. Again, as I always say, he should be a little bit taller, but I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick on my Seeker mold. It's something that us Chug collectors are gonna just have to deal with. Unless you go I-Gear Seekers, but then you have to get bigger Megatron and bigger Optimus and so on and so forth, and then you just kind of go downward spiral from there. Optimus and the leader Jetfire. And I think, of course, those guys scale pretty well. So let's get him with his other teammates. So here he's with Off-Road, who is, like I said, my favorite, even though he's clearly a better figure. Junk, and the good but not great figure over here. And the really good, everything but torso, Mensaur in the back. So yeah, we got the whole team, sort of. No, I do not have the Legends Blackjack. I will pick him up eventually. But he does not interest me, especially since nobody seems to be able to keep him on Motormaster in combined mode. He just seems to fly right off. So I don't really want to get an accessory that doesn't work. Dead End is definitely the best one of the set. He's the best designed. He looks the best. Just everything about him is the best. I don't like him the best just because I personally really, really like Off-Road. But that's just me. So, for everybody else, I'd say definitely pick him up. He's one of those figures where you don't really need an excuse to like this figure. You don't have to be like, well, he's a good one because he's part of this team. He's a good one because he's just a damn good toy. Whereas, like, Dragstrip he's pretty good, but definitely I would only pick him up as part of the team. Breakdown I wouldn't pick up at all, only because of the team. Off-Road is a good one, but not very many people like him because of the fact that he's not a true G1 character, or G1 Stunticon anyway. Motormaster's a good one, but again, kind of like Dragstrip, it's kind of like if you're getting a team, then yeah, he's definitely a great fit. But Dead End, even if you're not getting it for being a team, I still recommend picking him up. He's a fun toy. He's a good toy. He looks great. I love the colors. Love the sculpt, design, everything about it is dude, Hasbro just nailed this one way out of the park. And if the rest of the Stunticons would look like him, I think we'd be in a lot better shape than we are. So all in all, I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. The only thing that really bugs me are the feet. You know, I pointed out all these nitpicks at the beginning of the video, and I really don't care if he can hold that hand or not. It's really not my problem. Because if you guys get this guy for individual mode, then you don't need it, and it holds that thing in combined mode pretty well. You know, it's a little unfortunate, but it's not too bad because the design of the figure is good enough to make me overlook it. Unlike Dead End, I really tore Dead End apart because of that. But anyway, but really, it's the feet that really bug me. The shins don't lock in the best, and the feet themselves, they're not feet. They're just kind of hollow chunks of plastic, which is what they are. But it makes it really hard for him to stand because of that. You know, I got him standing now, but you know, he's not the best design for that aspect. But other than that, he's a pretty good figure. I do recommend him. You know, definitely check him out. And yeah, tomorrow we'll put them together. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be so much fun.